All right, guys, we're gonna be shooting the Beretta APX today. We'll sling a few rounds and then we'll talk about this bad boy a little bit. All right, let's do it. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Beretta APX. Now, this is a standard APX. This video sort of comes on the heels of the release of one of the newest APX pistols, which is their Centurion Combat. The main difference between the Centurion Combat and the standard APX is that the newer combat pistol has a slide rider cut, high sights, and a threaded barrel. This is pretty much a plain Jane model. This pistol's been out since 2016. I've held a couple of them, I've shot a few of them, but I realized I never really put together a video. And I noticed that Big Daddy happened to have some of these things. Big Daddy Unlimited had some of these for a wicked good price. I guess they were blowing these things out because of the new Centurion Combat coming in. I guess they're making room for new inventory and things like that. But the thing is, it's Beretta's entry into the striker fire pistol and everything like that, and it really is a cool setup. You do have some relatively aggressive, slide serrations here on the front and rear of the slide. It is a lock breech pistol. The takedown and disassembly is very, very similar to just about any other polymer frame striker fire pistol that you're going to see. They're steel sights, so very, very rugged sights. You can really get rough with these things if you want to. For the disassembly, the manual says that you have a striker override, which is this little, literally, it's just like a button here on the side of the gun. And you can take a takedown punch and you can cheat the slide back and you can override the striker so that you don't have to dry fire the pistol to take it apart. But you can still dry fire the pistol to take it apart. You drop the striker and then you cheat the slide back and cheat the takedown latch down, and it comes apart, okay? Captured recoil spring assembly, tilting barrel, lock breech, pretty much your standard fare. One thing I'll make note of on the frame of this pistol as well is that it doesn't have the steel molded into the polymer frame like some other pistol designs, but it does appear to utilize a very rigid frame system in here. I guess you would call it more like a steel liner, very similar to like the SIG P320 that has that metal insert, and it makes the frame like super, super rigid. It does feel nice and rigid, so that's really cool. All right, let's shoot the gun a little bit. Okay, 17 shot mags, they ship with 2. I picked up a couple extra mags on Big Daddy just to help this roll along a little bit better. This is some Fiocchi 115 grain ammunition. And this is the first time I've shot this gun, okay? So I'm literally coming right out of the box. All we did was swab the barrel out, clean the preservatives off the gun, load the mags, and you guys are learning as I'm learning. The trigger, I have dry fired this pistol quite a bit. The trigger is a little bit spongy, okay? The take up is really, really spongy, and then you've got a initial amount of like a little bit of sort of spongy creep in there, but it breaks nice and clean. So let's see if I can get behind this trigger. Okay. No type of manual safety. It's pretty much a safe action. Can I say that? Oh, wait, look. Back there. Chad, you see that? There's one of Glock's lawyers in the woods looking at us right now. Like, they're seriously that crazy about it. Anyway, all right, let's go. All right, I'm going to try to get it together here. Okay, cool. I'm getting used to that trigger a little bit better. That group was better than the first one. 17 shot mags, and as far as I know, I don't think there's any type of like extended or higher capacity magazine or anything like that. Pretty much a 17 shot as far as I know. And The newer series of pistols, the Centurion Combat, obviously you're going to take the same, APX magazine, and it is a proprietary magazine, unfortunately. But that's a Beretta thing. I mean, think about how many Beretta designs have come out. They all use some form of proprietary mag, usually, okay? I just really feel like it's important to give this pistol a fair shake because, gosh, I mean, the price that they're selling for right now is so reasonable compared to something like a Glock or even an M&P. I mean, we're talking like 300 bucks. I mean, that's a very reasonable price for a full-size duty pistol from a major manufacturer. You know, Beretta makes good stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna shut up and shoot. Okay, all right. We are going to be testing this pistol with a wide variety of different duty ammunition as well as random bits of ball that we have laying around. So we are going to test this thing pretty thoroughly today. So let's buckle in and have some fun here. Not too bad. Let's see if I can get used to this trigger a little bit more. I'm going to try to loosen my grip on the gun. I think I might be holding it a little bit too tight. Let me try loosening my grip and just really making a deliberate effort to pull that trigger straight back. And let's get a nice clean break here. I mean, I am squeezing that trigger just as crisply and smoothly as I possibly can. I'm trying to make sure I do not have an absolute death grip on this gun, but I'm going to keep shooting it. The grips are definitely not what I would consider to be indicative of what I'm used to seeing. Okay, I don't know if that's me or the gun or whatever, but I'm giving this thing a fair shake, guys. That's all I can do. It's my first exposure to the gun, guys, so remember that. A lot of times when we come out and make these videos, we want to learn along with you guys. You know, we're not trying to blow smoke up anybody's butt. We're just trying to get out here and have a little fun. All right. The gun does feel nice in the hand. It's got a great grip angle. The trigger, you know, is going to take some getting used to. It's definitely a spongy trigger, okay? Thing is all over the place. All right, now to be fair, that's one type of ammo. All right, that was the Fiocchi 115 grain moving at 1200 feet per second. All right, we're going to step up to some Norma Envy. This is 124 grain moving at 1345. All right, so this is some pretty hot 124. Cool. Uses pretty much a traditional 3-dot sight configuration, so standard type of sighting arrangement you would expect to see. You've got a rail system up here on the front of the pistol. Relatively squared off trigger guard. That's pretty par for the course there. All right. This pistol does utilize interchangeable back straps. Right now we have the medium in it, but there's a large and a small available. So you do have interchangeable back straps. One thing I want to make mention of, the pistol does come with a magazine loading tool, okay? And it doesn't really work that great. The way the magazine loading tool, the little ledge it comes down, it's way far towards the back of the magazine, and the rounds get stuck when you try to use the factory pistol loading magazine loader, okay? All right, 124 grain Envy. I'm gonna move to the plate on the right here. Man, hopefully I can get it together because this is not what I usually see out of a handgun. Yeah, not bad. Usually that Envy, man, it stacks them all in one hole with like a CZ75 or something like that. So far in the accuracy department, at least for me, not doing quite as good as I'd like to see. Now granted, I'm only a couple mags into this thing. I'm trying to develop a bit of an opinion here. All right, so this is Gold Dot, 147 grain standard pressure. So we are also, as we're shooting this thing and trying to get an idea of what the accuracy is like, we're also testing different types of ammunition to see if we can get it to choke on any type of carry rounds and things too. So here's some 147 Gold Dot plus, oh no, that's standard pressure. All right. All right, guys, I got to pull it together because I got to shoot those sodas, okay? Let's see what we can do here. All right, so those 3 rounds, I had 1 round hit low and left, my second round stacked right next to it, and then I had 1 round hit a foot from the first round. I know that ain't me. I mean, gosh, I'm not that crappy of a shot. Look at that. Had another round hit high and right in the same spot. It's like shooting 2 groups. I don't know about that. It's literally shooting a shot low and then a shot high. You see that? Every other shot. And I'm not changing anything at all. I'm doing the same exact thing every single time. That is strange. It's like got wandering zero. Kind of strange. You see what I'm seeing? I mean, it is what it is. All right, 147 grain, standard pressure Gold Dot. All right, let's see if we can do the sodas. I swear, it's kind of stringing. It's really weird. I don't think the sights are walking around. Huh. Very, very strange. Sucker is all over the place, man. That's crazy. I mean, those sights aren't moving from what I can tell. Let me look at something. So, this thing is kind of hot. Let me let this thing cool off. I want to check a couple of things on it real quick. We're going to look at the sights, make sure the sights aren't moving, and then we're also going to look at the way this barrel is fit in the slide to see if we got any kind of strange movement going on. So give me a second and let this cool down. We'll be right back here. All right, guys, we took a little bit of time to sort of take a step back and assess what's going on and, you know, try to figure out maybe if it was just me behind the gun or, you know, maybe it's just me having a bad day or whatever. So we had Chad group the pistol a little bit as well. He was seeing a very similar issue to me when he was like, I guess, pulling some shots low and left and up and high. And honestly, if he wasn't pulling the gun, I was watching him really closely and he was squeezing that trigger back, you know, just like he was supposed to, breaking the shot really clean and everything like that. Then we were like, okay, well, his first couple of groups are very similar to my groups I was getting out of the pistol. I'm like, all right, well, what can we do about this? So we set the gun up on the hog saddle, and then Chad proceeded to shoot a group off the hog saddle just to try to remove as much human error from the equation as we possibly could. And we found a very similar result, although the core group is definitely a lot tighter. We did have some flyers, and we had one fly high and over the shoulder, and a couple hit low. So we were looking at the fitment of this barrel, and there is maybe just a tiny bit of slop there and a little bit of movement. And I don't know if that could, you know, be causing those rounds to, you know, hit off center or whatever. I mean, we checked the sights, they're not moving. We can't really see any issue that would lead us to think that it's the gun's fault or anything like that. So I can't really place whether or not Chad and I are just having a bad day at the range, or if this gun just isn't accurate. I'm gonna shoot a couple more mags. I'm gonna shoot a little slower and just I'm trying really hard to squeeze that trigger directly to the rear and get a nice clean break. That trigger is, you know, very spongy. It's got a little bit of a sloppy uptake, and then it's kind of spongy. And I'm having a lot of trouble getting behind it. But I just want to make something clear though. I'm not saying this is a bad gun or anything. You know, for personal protection, you know, if you want a full capacity auto loader that's relatively full featured for a really, really killer price, it's a great option for that. And if you've never been exposed to handguns before, then it's probably something you could, you know, train yourself to shoot well, okay? I'm not saying the guns are turd or anything like that. I'm just saying that in this in this exact day with this exact gun and this exact ammo and what's happening right now, I'm just having trouble getting behind it today. But we can't win them all, you know what I mean? We want to win them all, always, but we can't win them all. And today, Chad and I both are just not getting behind this gun. I don't know why, but I am going to shoot it a little bit more. Now, to be fair, it's running everything we can put in it. We have not had one single malfunction out of this pistol all day. We're looking at some Plus P 124 grain Federal HST. So let's try this. All right. Woosah. We are going to shoot very, very good in the center. Tiny, tiny, tiny groups. Maybe not. All right, I'm gonna try to aim for the bolt. All right, we can do this. All in my head. Those last two rounds literally were a foot apart. Like, I know my trigger control is not that bad. I know it's not. There's no way that that's me. It can't be. I mean, we had 2 rounds miss the target high and left over the shoulder, that far from where I'm aiming. That far. I mean, I can understand a little bit of, you know, milking the trigger, or there's some issue with the grip or something I'm doing wrong, but the fact that Chad and I both are exhibiting the same issue with the gun, I don't know. Doesn't really instill a lot of confidence. But I don't want to say that it's the gun and not me, if that makes any sense. I'd recommend, you know, if you guys have been exposed to these things, take one out and try it, see what you think, you know, especially if your local range has one you can rent or something. Maybe take one out and put a few rounds through it and see what you think before you buy one. They are a great value. They are priced really reasonable right now. Now, I don't know if Beretta's letting them go, you know, for less because they got the new model coming out or what, but I just saw this gun on Big Daddy, you know, for a good price, and I thought, heck, you know, for what this thing costs, let's put it through the paces, give it a shot, see how it works. All right, this is White Box Federal, 147 grain standard pressure hollow point. And we'll spend some more time shooting this gun, and maybe it's just something we have to get around from a manual of arms standpoint, you know. There is sort of like a little bit of a negative context when it comes to being exposed to so many different handguns. I don't always have the luxury of being able to go, okay, all right, here's my gun, my one gun, and then go out and put 10,000 rounds through one gun, and then, all right, cool, we're proficient with that one pistol. It is a little bit of a, you know, little bit of having to kind of play around with a lot of different tech, and sometimes I have to find my way around these things a bit. I'm not making excuses, that's just reality. All right, I'm gonna try this 147. Not too bad. Not as good as I'd like to see, but tell you what, those rounds there at about 17, 18 yards, I'm gonna try these plates that are up close here. This is probably a little bit more indicative of a personal defense scenario in terms of distance, okay? Well, no, I am just not getting behind this gun today. I don't know what is wrong with me. Man, that's strange. Be interesting to find out though. I'm gonna spend a little more time with this APX and put a lot more, ammo through it and just make sure that it's not just me, and I'm gonna shoot it on different days and I'll report back. We'll probably do a revisit on this particular gun. And I've got a few friends of mine too, just to get some additional opinions. I might send this gun to the range with a couple of my buddies and pass them off a half a case ammo and go, hey guys, go shoot this thing and kind of see what they report back to me. So I'm gonna let a couple other people shoot it. Chad and I are gonna shoot it some more, and we'll come back to the drawing board, so to speak, and we'll see if maybe we're just having a bad day behind this gun. I'm not gonna chalk it up to saying the gun is not a good gun. I'm not gonna chalk it up to saying the ammo isn't good. I'm gonna chalk it up more to Chad and I maybe having a bad day. And I will say, I don't know if maybe it's just this exact pistol I'm holding, but there is a good bit of slop in that barrel. I don't know if maybe it's working its way to the side or up and down, and that's causing a bit of fore and aft movement or something that's causing those rounds to string like that. Very strange. All right, we're gonna try one last type of ammo. This is our Fort Scott TUI, all right? And we're mainly just checking for function and just seeing if it'll run a wide variety of different rounds. Okay, last mag here, and I'll let you guys get back to it. I mean, that's really weird. Like there I shot a group like this big, about 4 shots in a row, and then I had one round hit way down here, and then I watched one round go over the shoulder way up here. So that means from that last round to the round I just shot, it was not that far apart. Like, come on, a little bit of trigger control ain't gonna make you miss that much. So man, that's the strangest thing. It's not very often that we come out and we take a gun out and we have some sort of a fluke issue, or we see something that has that type of an issue. So guys, bear with us. We're gonna get back to this video. We will revisit this particular pistol. And guys, I'm not saying it's a bad gun or anything like that. I'm sure it's fine. I'm really hoping it's just something we're doing, or some fluke of an issue that we're having out of maybe this exact gun, and it's not, apparent across the board or the entire line of guns. We will revisit this, and we will put more rounds through this gun just to kind of get an idea of what's going on. So guys, thank you so much for watching today. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Despite our crummy shooting, I'm hoping it's us, actually. I really want it to be us and not the gun, but this has been the Beretta APX. And honestly too, what we might wind up doing is getting a hold of one of the Centurion Combats, the newer gun, and maybe put that gun through its paces and shoot it some and see if it fares any better. And we might even get an additional APX and put 2 pistols side by side and see if that accuracy is the same between both guns. And if it is, then we'll know it's a gun design thing versus, like try to kind of dial in whether it's human error or whether it's an issue with the gun. So stay tuned for that. We will revisit this gun. We're gonna give it a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, shoot the mess out of this thing, put a couple of thousand more rounds through it, and just make sure that it's not us, okay? Thank you so much. And we appreciate all the folks that support our channel, those of you who purchase man cans, t-shirts over on the website, Ballistic Ink, or if you're a Patreon supporter, thank you so much for your support, and thank you for seeing value in what we do. and we'll see you soon. Many more videos on the way.